The ayes to the right, 315. The noes to the left, 306.
No cheers, no sense of triumph, no waving of order papers. This was a far from convincing victory. And the anger of the opposition benches was directed at the 9 Democratic Unionist MPs who saved Gordon Brown's bacon.
I think this is the victory of a rather sort of grubby, shoddy set of deals and arm twisting which have left sort of the principle of some basic freedoms sacrificed in its wake. And I think that is a victory, if you like, of rather squalid politics, pork barrel politics over principle.
This potential rebel was won round, though not for the reason you'd expect.
Why?
One, to save Gordon for the nation. I mean, I support him, and I think this would have been... he'd been on his way out if he'd been defeated on this. I don't particularly like the legislation, and I think it's fairly messy.
Speculation is growing as to how Gordon Brown won the DUP to his side. Ministers deny the price of the party's 9 MPs was £200 million of extra investment in Northern Ireland, but rumours of a deal are rampant. A win's a win was the verdict of one of the individuals who's been closest to this process following the vote. Well, that may be, but if Gordon Brown continues to rely on the votes of the DUP and others to scrape him through by the skin of his teeth, it will do nothing for his increasingly battered standing as Labour leader. Gordon Brown invested a lot of personal capital in this process, and at Prime Minister's questions it was clear the issue of his authority had been brought centre stage.
Isn't it the case that in his attempt to save the totem of 42 days, he's made so many concessions that he's got an unworkable piece of legislation? Shouldn't every MP in this House be thinking, this is not about the future of the Prime Minister, this is about our liberties, and they should vote with their consciences?
I do not like opposition for opposition's sake. We should be, Mr. Speaker, we should be facing up to an issue of national security. I would like to have achieved a consensus above party politics. Because it has been impossible to do so, the government must make a judgment, and the judgment is not that it's popular, is that it is right and necessary for the security of our country.
The Downing Street phone lines have been busy recently as the Prime Minister has persuaded, argued with and cajoled those who threatened to rebel. But opposition to this bill is still fiercer in the Lords, and tonight he knows he's